Yeah, sure. Let's talk about the stupid debate. Oops.
Summer is over and both campaigns are full speed ahead to Election Day.
67 days from now, we're going to win Pennsylvania. We're going to defeat Comrade Kamala Harris.
We are out here running like we are the underdog in this race because we know what we are fighting for.
Vice President Harris has entered her post-honeymoon campaign.
What are we fighting for, Kamala? Your website is famously devoid of what we're fighting for.
Phase and is leading former President Trump in a number of state and national level polls. The election is going to come down to 7 battleground states which Trump had an edge in prior to President Biden stepping out of the race. But now, one by one, from Georgia to Michigan to Nevada, Kamala Harris has a narrow lead above Trump and even moved North Carolina to a toss-up. And in 1 week, both candidates will take the stage facing off for the first and possibly the only presidential debate this election cycle. Here to go on the record is Scott Tranter, Director of Data Science.
That's lame. Just as a viewer, like, it's lame that, there was a opinion piece saying she'll do better without policy. Yeah, I think it was the Washington Post or something. That was so insane. Like, they're actually arguing that. It's not an argument of like, oh, come on, you know what she is talking about. Like, you know what she wants. She's been talking about it in speeches, whatever. They were literally saying, no, she doesn't have policies on her site, and she shouldn't.
Science for Decision Desk HQ. Scott, it's so good to see you again. It's been a few weeks since we've chatted, so let's jump right into it. We know that former President Trump made a major admission this week, telling Fox News he has every right to interfere in a presidential election. While experts have called the claim disturbing, do you think we will see any response to his comments in polling, or will this just be another instance of Trump being Trump without losing support from his conservative base?
Yeah, this is exactly what it's going to be. It's going to be another comment that's going to be replaced by another comment that we're talking about, and during that time, we're not going to see any erosion from his base. Trump has effectively been running for president for almost 10 years now, or been president during that time, and voters are pretty decent.
All you need is vibes.
Sensitized to some of these more sensational comments he makes.
So moving on to Vice President Harris's campaign, she spent Labor Day in battleground Wisconsin and Pennsylvania campaigning on the economy. And this week, her campaign rolled out an ad hating former President Trump over the economy. We know Reuters Ipsos poll released last week showed Harris beginning to gain some ground on Trump with the economy. 43% of voters said they backed Trump's plan for the economy, while 40% said they backed Harris.
What are their plans for the economy? Like, what does that mean? Like, Trump's going to cut taxes for the rich. Kamala might cut taxes for the rich. Might raise them a tiny bit. It's like, it's just going to be the same fucking shit as always.
Are voters buying her message on the economy, or is this poll an outlier?
No, we're seeing similar things with in regards to what voters think about her economic policies. She is at a slight disadvantage, not as much as Joe Biden was, but she is still behind Donald Trump in the eyes of voters in terms of who's best to handle the economy. She's only been running for about 6 weeks now, but we have a decent body of polls to work from. It's a little time to close that gap, but this is certainly solidified in voters' minds.
Yeah, it's interesting because we know that Republicans tend to lead on the issue of the economy, so something to look out for ahead of November.
Which is so funny because, again, we just read that article that was talking about, the whole like Reagan era and all that shit. Where Republicans, took apart the fucking economy that worked for the working class a little bit, at least. Harris said she's going to give $25,000 to first-time home buyers, which is fine, but I but the thing is, that's going to be like means tested to oblivion. And to get rid of building regulations, like, yeah, they were saying that at the DNC too. That's a Republican argument. That's a conservative fucking solution to the housing crisis, is to cut regulations so that builders build more, and I guess build more cheaply. Which, fuck off. No, they're not. They're not. No, like they're not gonna build more if they think that they can't like profit more. And they're not gonna build affordable housing because you get rid of regulations. And if they do, it's just gonna be fucking like dangerous buildings to live in. Fucking regulations exist for a reason. It's just insane.
So like I said before, we know that Harris spent her time in Pennsylvania over the weekend, teaming up with President Biden, her boss, campaigning with union workers. The vice president made it clear that she needs their support to win the state. But we know that Trump has also been courting labor unions. Trump has been able to appeal.
By the way, both parties, she just said Trump too, both parties are full of shit when it comes to supporting unions. Certainly the Republican Party more so, but like the Democrats are not that good on this. Biden is the best on unions we've had in a while, and that's saying something about how low the fucking bar is. But he has a pretty good head of the NLRB, is this Khan woman. But I was just reading something that like Harris is not going to keep her. Like, let's see if I can find it. Lena Khan, Kamala Harris. Yep, here you go. Wealthy Harris donors are reportedly pressing for the ouster of FTC Chair Lena Khan. Some of Vice President Kamala Harris's wealthier donors are informally asking for, okay, I don't know what that means, asking for FTC Chair Lena Khan to be replaced, reports Bloomberg. It's not really surprising. Her expansive definition of antitrust enforcement has countless industries frantic, and the largest corporations opposed her appointment from the start. So that means, what that sentence means is, you like Linda Khan. You prefer Mr. Mrs. Emperor working class person. You like Lena Khan and prefer her as head of the, it's the FTC. I'm sorry. It stands as antitrust enforcement. You want her there rather than, a worse alternative. If we're talking lesser evil terms, like again, but, Khan's FTC, which has opposed mergers that would have been waved through by previous FTC chairs, has seen mixed success. So she does her fucking job. That's what they're saying there. But her nomination by President Biden in 2021 was clearly a challenge to longstanding doctrines that allowed megacorporations, including big tech, to consolidate power. She went so far as to call them mob bosses in a recent interview with TechCrunch. That is awesome. The donor pressure may be misplaced, considering that Khan's term ends later this month. Will she remain in place until the next agency chief is appointed? While she will remain in place until the next agency chief is appointed, chances are this will extend her term by months, not years. Kamala Harris could ask her to stay. She could appoint someone who's similar, Meanwhile, the donors reportedly also expressed a dislike of SEC Chairman Gary Gensler. I don't know as much about him, whose term ends in June 2026. And I can't imagine they're happy with the NLRB, but, let's go back to the video.
To union workers in the past, particularly in 2016. But Scott, where does his support stand with the group now?
Look, he got a big get. He got the Teamsters to speak at the RNC. We know he has broad cross section of blue collar
Fuck
appeal.
you, Sean O'Brien.
You can kind of see that with some of these unions, obviously endorsing Harris, but acknowledging privately and sometimes publicly that there's a significant chunk of their base is going to vote for Donald Trump. This is interesting. We haven't seen a Republican battle another Democrat for the labor union base. I don't know, 100 years.
How is this a person? How is this a person? Look at this man.
The labor union base. I don't know, 100 years. This is certainly a change in the makeup for Republicans, and Donald Trump is going to get a significant portion of those voters, and they're going to be in places like Michigan, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, where the union vote is going to be decisive to whoever wins.
Yeah, 3 of the biggest swing states this cycle. You want to move from the blue.
Wow, it sounds like Kamala Harris should do whatever she can to win those fucking states. Wonder what other issue is important to those swing states, like Michigan. I always find this so uninteresting. There's some overly burdensome regs on single-family dwellings with X number of parking spots. Oh, yeah. Makes transit-oriented development hard/impossible, but I don't have much faith that they're going to try and reform that. Totally, yeah. Yeah, the I think it was Cheddar. They do like a lot of kind of infrastructure history and stuff on YouTube. There was a video about like the creation of car culture in the U.S. and these like the regulations on like number of parking spots you need in for certain types of buildings and stuff. That shit is insane. And if you apparently you look at the regulations, they're nonsense. They're like completely arbitrary. They're not based on really anything. Certainly nothing scientific.